Hello everyone, welcome to the broadcast booth where I will be covering all the action for you out there watching. I'm Tristan Tobin alongside downstairs that's behind me in the champion circle is Fred Speed, where he will be pulling and giving out the hardware for three crown champions, three crown event series champions for today's finale. And yes, this is the finale, the final race of 2024, where champions will be crowned at this one and only 8-mile fastest drag strip. So with this being the last race and all 36 cars qualified, this race will be known as the guy or girl who reacts from start to finish quicker. And that's what makes this event important. So for right now, let's quit talking and let's begin the championship round with Top Fuel round number 1. And here's a look at the Top Fuel ladder for the final time in 2024 here at the Delaware East Coast Nationals. Round 1 will kick off with Ashley Force and Bob Vandergriff Jr. coming to the line for first round action. And believe it or not, look at the top. And yes, I know you're looking at the top. Travis Shoemaker and Tony Schumacher are the only championship contenders to see who will get that crown in round number 2, because obviously if they can move on with the likes of Gary Selzy or Corey McClellan taking them out. Well, I don't think that's going to happen, but here's the problem though about Corey McClellan. Corey is 4th in points. Now, to be honest, Tony Schumacher did get the pole in Q2, and if you haven't seen Q2 over on our brand spanking new Instagram page called the NHRA SMDRS, which I covered in a different video for you guys if you haven't seen it, which was the good and bad news about this series. Go check it out. Links in the description below. But anyway, yes, Corey McClellan is 4th in points, but Tony Schumacher did grab the pole, which is now 72 points. Which is I would say 10 points ahead of his true rival, Travis Shoemaker. So obviously, or his championship rival, I should say, Travis Shoemaker. But obviously, I don't know if I ever told you this, folks, but believe it or not, Travis's car owner, Steve Torrance, is at the racetrack for the first time since the Delaware East Coast Nationals of last year, and I don't think Steve wants to watch any accidents happen, that's for sure. But obviously, Tony Schumacher and Gary Selzy, man, that's an old-time rivalry, I'm telling you. And then you got the defending event series champion, Krista Baldwin, who is in 9th place, going to take on Leah Pruitt in the first round of eliminations. Then you got Melanie Troxel and Austin Prock, which should be a dandy, because obviously someone from either one of those two John Force Racing cars are going to have to get the bye in the semifinals. But right now, it's time to kick off Top Fuel, and we begin in style.
All right, everybody, got a packed house today. Great weather. Let's give them a good show. Speed control. Let's get Top Fuel to the lanes, please. CP Safari, can you give us a track check, please? track clear. Truck 2, you guys good? Yeah, truck 2 is good down here. Chopper and medics on standby, please. 10-4. EV checking in. Cameras are rolling. Alright, Steve, let's go ahead and get our drivers in, suited up, and ready to go. Track and starting line, are you clear? Track and starting line are clear. Engaging Grease Master, go ahead and pull him up to the water box, please. Grease Master, fire repair.
Here we go. First pair, top fuel in Delaware, Dragway. Bob Vanderbilt Jr. and Ashley Ford will come to the line together. First pair to stand down on the track in Delaware. Vice Marshal Vanderbilt and Ashley Ford taking up 122 pounds. Next up is Junior Pearl and West the Baltimore. Really impressive as you should now attack the flat shooters and pouring the glass in. Here we go. Left wing Travis, right wing Cole. Here we go. It's going to be a close one. Travis shooting. Really to get the world championship in his grasp. Next up is Melanie Chocolate Austin Cloud. Here we go, Austin left, Melanie Chocolate right, here we go. Let's see what happens on this. Side by side. Austin for the win. And it's time now for Clay Milliken. And David Hill in the Penguin. Loss, I believe. Yeah, 0-2 loss. Here we go. As we're back here live here at here at TRF2000 Dragway, and we are standing by right now with Fred Speed. We'll tell you a bit more about the incident with Eddie Hill in just a few minutes, as Fred Speed is not already standing by right now with our very own personnel from the Safety Safari. Take it away, Fred. Down here with one of the Safety Safari personnel for Eddie Hill, who is being transported to the nearby hospital here in Delaware, and which is Kevin Collinger, is it? Yeah, that's right. Kevin Collinger. Kevin, I gotta ask you, what in the world happened? I mean, is Eddie all right? Is he gonna be all right? Oh, he's gonna be fine, Fred. Obviously, he says he is talking a bit, but obviously, he is doing okay. It's just, we had to send him to the hospital for a leg injury, and he's got a compound fracture on his left ankle, so he'll be all right. And Kevin, is any report on his condition? Yeah, all he's been complaining about was a hip injury. So obviously, he'll be all right. All right. Well, Tristan, I'm telling you, there is some dangers in drag racing, but not like this. No, absolutely not, Fred. And thank you very much. And apparently, we apologize for the tape delay, folks. That was from earlier round one highlights from earlier on in the broadcast. So, meantime, now let's we will be back with a word from our and we're back, folks, here at TRF2000 Dragway, as the last pair is about ready to come onto the track and start the burnouts for Top Fuel after a 4-hour oil down delay, which from an intense accident caused by Eddie Hill. So we Yeah, it was one massive accident as the last pair of Tony Schumacher and Gary Scelzi come to the line for the last pair and as the number 1 and number 12 qualifiers come onto the track. Now, to be honest, this is, like I said before, folks, this is an old-time rivalry between these two. So, but we will keep you updated on Eddie Hill's condition as well. On NHRA SMDRS on Instagram. So all the news and highlights will be presented to you over there. So meantime, let's get the last pair down the track. And here comes Gary Scelzi and Tony Schumacher coming to the line for the final pair of Top Fuel. Let's see if we can get a final pair of Top Fuel. Here we go. Oh my goodness, that was a close finish on a whole shot. Wow, let's take a look at the replay once again before we hit to the championship ladder. Oh my goodness, folks. Look how close that finish was. We're talking 1 inch. 1 inch separates the margin between the other competitor. Look how close that finish was right there. Gary Scelzi was close to winning against Tony Schumacher, but the cameras don't lie. That is a whole shot. That is above and beyond a whole shot win for Tony Schumacher. He'll advance to round 2. Let's take a look at the step ladder to see who's where and who advanced into round number 2. And here's a look at the championship top fuel ladder coming into round number 2, and look at the square circle box, the blue box up on the top there. Yes, Tony Schumacher and Travis Shoemake will advance to take on each other, but get for round number 2, and which will be a championship matchup of the day to settle who's going to be the champion for the top fuel class. And as we already know, Clay Millican and Leah Pruitt might face either one of those two of who will advance, and they will be the first pair going out. And then the second pair will be the matchup for the John Force teammates, Austin Prock and Ashley Force, will settle each other for the bye run round, which we already know. But now it's time for Funny Car. And here's a look at the Funny Car ladder here at TRF2000 Dragway. For the first round action for Funny Car, as it'll be Steven Dencham and Alexis DeJoria coming to the line as the number 5 and 8 qualifiers. And then it will be Ashley Force Hood and Frank Pedregon, etc. So obviously, there's a look at the ladder. To be honest, I hate to say this, folks, but this is probably the first time I already checked over my records, and believe it or not, this is the first time we're seeing Kenny Bernstein as the number 1 qualifier going up against Matt Hagan, the number 12 qualifier, who struggled in qualifying automatically. So believe it or not, folks, this should be a very good matchup, to say the least. And if he advances, that's if Kenny Bernstein advances, unless Matt Hagan does something dramatic, he will square off against either Cruz Pedregon or John Force of that matchup, because believe it or not, John Force and Kenny Bernstein have met up with each other not only in real life, but 3 times here. Oh no, make that 4 times. 0-4 with each other in the NHRA Stop Motion Drag Racing Series, because let me tell you why. Kenny Bernstein, the first time we got these two paired up against each other, Kenny Bernstein won against John Force as an upset round at Philadelphia Raceway Park. But John had other ideas. John beat Kenny at Detroit twice, and he's owned him in both rounds. And guess what? And that's how John advanced to the next round. Oh no, excuse me, it was once. My bad. So obviously, yeah, John Force and Kenny Bernstein are going to do battle once again to make it 2-1 against each other. So anyway, could this happen? We'll find out. So anyway, it's time now to get get downstairs, trackside to get to fire him up. And here comes Steven Dencham and Alexis DeJoria. Before we get to this matchup, we want to take you onto the temperature track facts. Since we forgot to show it because of the rain delay, the delays that we had earlier today with Top Fuel. Here's the air temperature track facts. Air temperature 76 degrees, 89 degrees track temperature, which should play mild conditions for these funny cars and the Top Fuel dragsters. And the water grains 105, and then density altitude 1,300 feet, which should play a fair game for all these competitors out here today on all three categories. But the only thing to do to watch out for is watch out for those John Force cars, because they might and watch out for the tailwind come down the far end of the racetrack. And here comes Alexis DeJoria and Steven Dencham. Lights turn green. Steven Dencham with a 127 pass over Alexis's 135. Here comes Ashley Force Hood and Frank Pedregon. This is a battle for the championship. Can Frank stay alive with his chance to get around Gary Dencham? We'll find out. He's all Steven advance. Let's see if Frankie can do the same. Coming down. Frank Pedregon with a 141 pass beats a losing 140 from Ashley. Up next is Kenny Bernstein and Matt Hagen. Number 1 and number 12 qualifiers. Here we go. Matt Hagen up in smoke. Kenny Bernstein easily gets that win. 121 to a losing 176. Up next is Cruz Pedregon and John Force. Can John defend his title? Two-time reigning success here. Let's see. And he plugs Cruz out of the way, and apparently he goes a 124 pass. Up next is Gene Scusa and Gary Dencham. This is the battle that we were all waiting for. Second to last pair. Here we go. Red light! Red light for Gary Dencham. Goodbye. Championship hopes are done. Disastrous, and speaking of disastrous ways to end the championship like that, we are now standing by with our very own Fred Speed, who's standing by right now with Gary Dencham. And he has got to be furious, Fred. Indeed, he must be. I am down here with Gary Dencham at the far end of the racetrack near the champion circle. Gary, we are just in shock. Your son was down here watching the screen, watching from our vantage point. Can you just tell us what in the world happened? What do you got to say? I didn't know I red lit. I mean, wow. Well, been a great season. Pontiac Herschel champion. Gates Plus, Gates Sparks, Val Plus. I mean, what can I say? I'm really disappointed in myself. I let the team down after a hard working night. After breaking the clutch last night. I mean, what can I say? I'm really disappointed after all the hiatus through race day and qualifying. I mean, Q2 was not our favor, but now that's how we got bumped down to 4th. So yeah, I think but good luck to those that are gonna win the championship, John Force and Frank Pedregon. I mean, what can I say? Even though Gary Selzy's out, I think we're gonna have to protect our number 2 spot and see where we can go there. Thank you. And next up is Bob Gilbertson and Jack Wyatt. Here we go. Final pair of funny car. Let's see who takes it. Good drag race, as it's a 121 for Bob Gilbertson as he takes the win. And here's a look at the funny car ladder. Kenny Bernstein, all he's got to do is eliminate John Force as a 3rd place contender in the championship. Then Frank Pedregon needs to move on to win the championship in the second round by taking out Dean Scusa. Then Steven Densham and Bob Gilbertson round out the top 6. And now it's on to Pro Stock. As the track dryers are out on the track, as it's time now for Pro Stock action. 12 cars, 4 title contenders, 1 championship. We already decided we already saw Top Fuel and Funny Car do their passes. Now it's time for Pro Stock. Let's get to the ladders right now. And here's a look at the Pro Stock ladder here for today's event. And look at the top for the number 1 and number 12 qualifiers. Greg Anderson and Warren Johnson going against each other. Then we have Jed Coughlin Jr. getting the lane choice over Jason Line. Kurt Johnson against Rick Chamberlain. Jim Yates against Alex Laughlin. Tanner Gray, the fourth number 4 points contender, in 5th, going against Roger Brogdon. And then Vincent Nobile, which is the first pair that's going to come out in a moment. Vincent Nobile and Bruce Allen going against each other as number 6 and number 7 qualifiers. Now here's the main thing. All you have to now, before we get to the main thing, look at the top for a moment. Greg Anderson and Warren Johnson. We saw this happen last year here at this same event. Greg Anderson beat Warren Johnson on a hole shot at the photo with our photo finish camera that year. But guess what? Jed Coughlin has got a big tough task. He's going to have to knock out first in the points. Then Kurt Johnson's going to have to move on. Tanner Gray's going to have to move on, etc. So obviously, we have 4 title contenders mathematically in the point standings and in this elimination bracket. So obviously, can Greg Anderson become a first 2-time defending event series champion? We'll have to find out, because last time he did it was Delaware Motorplex since 2020. So let's get the action started right now. And coming up now is Vincent Nobile and Bruce Allen. The first pair is underway in Pro Stock at the final race of the season. Left lane Bruce, right lane Vincent. Here we go. And Vincent Nobile will get the win, 1.56 seconds on the elapsed time markers. Next up is Alex Laughlin and Jim Yates. See some smoky burnouts, and there you go. Number 9 and number 4 qualifiers going at it. Here we go. Great finish, as it's a 135 pass for Alex Laughlin. He will upset Jim Yates. Here comes Jiggy Coughlin Jr. and Jason Lyon. Here we go. Oh, deep stage by Coughlin. Let's see how it reacts. Oh, wow, reacts good enough. 153 ET time for Jed Coughlin. Next up is Roger Brogdon and Tanner Gray, 4th in the points. Let's see how they do. Plus, Jed Coughlin is 2nd and 3rd in the points, so let's see how Tanner does. Oh, he's going to get upset here. Roger Brogdon puts him on the trailer, and that's 4th in the points. Out of here. So Kurt Johnson, it's all up to Kurt Johnson to get Rich Rodman against Rick Chamberlain, the number 10 qualifier. Against the number 3 qualifier. Let's see. Brad Lightford, Kurt Johnson, that's another upset. Rick Chamberlain's moving on. 2 Pontiacs, and now it's all down to 2 more Pontiacs. Greg Anderson and Warren Johnson. Rematch of the year ago. Here we go. Same lanes. Here we go. It'll be a close one. It is a close one. It's on a hole shot. Greg Anderson. Look at that. On a hole shot indeed. 142 to a losing 141 elapsed time for Warren Johnson. Just like what happened 1 year or two ago. And now it's time to look at the ladder to see who advanced and who did not advance in the Pro Stock ranks. And here's a look at the ladder from the Pro Stock category. Greg Anderson has advanced to continue his title hopes, but look who he has to go up against. He's going to have to go up against third in the points, Jed Coughlin Jr., who has had a phenomenal season already by winning the Philly Cheesesteak Nationals, and Greg Anderson winning the Detroit's inaugural Ford 4Y Nationals. But look at the other half. Rick Chamberlain, Alex Laughlin, Roger Brogdon, and Vincent Nobile rounds out the top 6. As it's on now, as we wait for the track drivers to clean up the mess. And yes, the track drivers are on the track right now. As a matter of fact, we're getting ready for Top Fuel round number 2. The nitro categories are coming back, as you saw earlier. The nitro cars are back on the starting line right now. The Top Fuel guys are ready to burn it down here in Delaware, as that's coming up right up next. And we are back and ready for round 2. Hello again, everybody. We welcome you back to the Top Fuel ladder for the Delaware East Coast Nationals Championship round of eliminations, the final race of the 2024 season. Here's a look at the Top Fuel ladder. Clay Milligan. It will be Clay Milligan and Leah Pruitt coming out first for the first pair of round 2 in Top Fuel. Then it will be the John Force teammates, Austin Prock and Ashley Forrest, the 2020 former champion, Ashley Forrest, for this event, but not at this track. It was at Delaware Motorplex where she claimed the first championship victory of her, and creating the John Force double as we speak, for the very first time. But she's not contending for a championship this year. As you look at the third pairing, Tony Schumacher and Travis Shoemake have to move on, then lose the round to claim the championship and end it from there. So, with all honesty, it's apples to apples between these two drivers. Tony Schumacher coming in with a brand new sponsor for next year. This will be the last year you'll see that Hot Wheels meatball machine. Then you have Travis Shoemake replacing the injured Steve Torrance, which is here this weekend. But obviously, Steve Torrance wants that. I think Travis wants to deliver a get well gift to Steve Torrance by giving him his first championship with that car. So obviously, you never know what these two are capable of, folks. But obviously, it's do or die time for these two. As coming up now will be Leah Pruitt and Clay Milligan gonna do the burnouts. Here comes Clay Milligan and Leah Pruitt for the round 2 of the second round Top Fuel. Clay Milligan looked strong with no time posted on that last run. 123's Leah Pruitt. Here we go. Clay Milligan will take it home with a 122 pass over the Leah Pruitt's 125. Up next is Austin Prock in the Rocky Mountain Twist Montana brand car against Mattel Toy Store's Ashley Force. John Force teammates going at it in the second round for the buy-run round. Here we go. You see the times posted at the bottom of your screen. Here we go. Oh, tire smoke! Oh my goodness, what a close finish, as it's going to be Austin Prock with a 119 over a losing 118 pass. Now, this is the championship matchup that we are fired up here, folks, and you should be too. Travis Shoemake and Tony Schumacher. Here's the championship Top Fuel rundown. If Travis Shoemake wins, he's got to win this round and the third round to win the championship and go on to win the finals. And Tony Schumacher, if he wins, he's got to win this round to win this championship and beat Shoemake and win or lose the semifinals to end the season on a high note. Schumacher's got to win this round to claim the championship. That's all he's got to do to be the champion. Here we go, folks. It's going to be hysterical, to say the least. I've used that word a lot of times, but man, it's good enough for today. Let's get them fired up. Another racetrack. Oh, he's up in smoke! Schumacher's the champion! 2024. And Fred Speed is standing by with our very own Tony Schumacher, the 2024 Top Fuel Champion. Fred, take it away. I'm down here with Tony Schumacher, who's getting celebrations from his team, who just is coming down here right now. Tony, congratulations on winning your first ever Top Fuel Championship. What does this championship and win mean to you? A lot of hard work, that's what it means. Man, I gotta thank this. It's a shame I'm leaving this team next year and going to my dad's team. This team has just worked their butts off on this year, and boy, did they do it on a high note. I mean, what a phenomenal season. I got to thank Hot Wheels, Mattel, everybody that's been involved in this operation. Team Hot Wheels, all the guys from Mattel and Hot Wheels, even Matchbox as well is on our card for this weekend. But big win for the Army, for the Hot Wheels team. Even though I'm going to the Army team next year, but that's not until next year. But obviously, I want to thank also Mako Tools for being on our card. This also, this will be they have a bright and shiny future ahead of them. Congratulations, Tony. Enjoy this victory. Thank you very much, Fred. And there he is, hosting the championship trophy. Earlier, after that, before that run, we had a chance to talk with our colleague Fred Speed. Had a chance to talk with with Travis Shoemake, who just lost that round and cannot believe it at the far end of the racetrack. And he's standing by with him right now, as we speak. I'm down here with Travis Shoemake, who just lost that title. As Tony Schumacher's pulled up behind me. But Travis, what do you got to say for yourself? I thought I saw a lot of red there, but you know, we worked so hard this season. It's been struggling to say the least, Fred. But man, I cannot believe we lost all that, all our hopes for this championship. But man, he's beaten us like now 3 times, actually. But well, pretty good season, pretty good score to finish second or third in the championship. I mean, all we can do now is just watch our number 2 spot get taken away for a matter of minutes. But man, all we gotta do is hold on to our number 2 spot, and apparently that won't happen anytime soon. But you know, I'm really disappointed in myself. But what can you say? What can you say? Do you have any idea that you were up in smoke? Yeah, I felt the throttle sticking up, and I all of a sudden I hit my head forward, but man, I knew it was all over from the crying. But yeah, what can you say? Thanks to Capco's Zebra Stripe Factory X team. I mean, what can you say? I'm really disappointed. Thank you. Wow, that really has to hurt. Anyway, here's a look at the Top Fuel ladder from the pairings for the semifinal action. Tony Schumacher, the champ, will face Clay Millican, and Austin Prock, who's the lone hope for the John Force Racing team, will be a contestant for the bye-run round, as he's all by himself right there. 3 contestants. Hopefully, Clay Millican's having a solid weekend here. Same with Tony Schumacher, but man, what a outcome this is going to be, folks. This is just going to be outstanding, to say the least. And next up is Funny Car. And here's a look at the Funny Car ladder for the Funny Car pairings. So far, Kenny Bernstein and John Force will be the 3rd pair going out. Then you got Frank Pedregon Jr. against Dean Scusa, who's the 2nd pair going out. But the first pair, yes, Stephen Densham and Bob Gilbertson, since Father Gary lost in round 1. He's going to need a little bit of redemption from his son to carry on this championship. Not this championship, but this win for his first career win by helping him out with the Pontiac team. But man, I'm still trying to catch my breath from top fuel. But anyway, it's time to move forward. It's time now to send the floppers down the track. And coming up now is Bob Gilbertson and Steven Densham coming to the line for the burnouts. As they get paired up with each other, number 5 and number 9 qualifiers. Here we go. Number 6. Steven Densham will take the win with a 132 pass. Up next is Dean Scusa and Frank Pedregon, the only Jim Dunn car in this field. Here we go. Again, the only contender to score a win here. Let's see. Frank Pedregon gets the win with a 123 pass. And up next is the matchup that of all matchups. John Force and Kenny Bernstein. Let's see what happens. Can Kenny move on, or will John spoil him? As they roll into the beams. Let's see what happens. They're off. John Force gets denied as Kenny Bernstein will take on Frank Pedregon, and you see the square box right there. Frank Pedregon's the only title contender to try to win. If he loses the next round, he wins the championship by 100 points. Up next is Pro Stock. As the sweepers are out, ready to sweep up the marbles off the racetrack from the Nitro cars, as it's on time now, and you know what that means, folks. Time for round 2 Pro Stock. As it's time for the factory hot rods to come out on the track. We only got 6 cars and three races to do before we head into round 3. So let's get them on. Let's take a look at the ladders right now. And here's a look at the ladders for Pro Stock. So far, there's I just looked back through my records, folks, and you're not gonna believe this. Greg Anderson and Jed Coughlin Jr. This isn't the first time the guys have met. The last time they met was at Detroit and Philadelphia. So they are now tied 1-1 against each other. Plus, if Greg Anderson wins, he'll break the tie. Or if Jeggy wins, he'll break the tie. With the records, the win records that they have, win or lose records that we have on our list. Then you got Rick Chamberlain against Alex Laughlin. Then Roger Brogdon against Vincent Nobile for the bye-run round. So obviously, these 6 are going to go after each other, but it's the top that we're looking at. Greg Anderson and Jed Coughlin Jr. If Jeggy wins this, he has to go 2 rounds farther. But if Greg wins, he is the champ for the very first time in history. He can go on to the finals, and then score his maximum of 100-something points to win the championship and win the finals and then win the race. So anyways, let's get to it. Here comes Roger Brogdon and Vincent Nobile in the right lane. Left lane Roger, right lane Vincent Nobile. Number 6, number 8 qualifiers for the bye-run round. Here we go. And Vincent Nobile, Roger Brogdon caught the win. And he will advance to the bye-run round. This is the matchup for the semifinal semifinal number 1. Alex Laughlin and Rick Chamberlain. Rick Chamberlain breaks as Alex Laughlin gets to the line first, 130 ET. As it's time now for the championship matchup, Jed Coughlin Jr. and Greg Anderson. The number 1 and number 2 qualifiers. Here we go. This will set the matchup. Here we go. Greg Anderson is your champ. Greg Anderson is your back-to-back 2024 2020 to 2024 Pro Stock World Champion. Let's send it down to Fred Speed, who's standing by with Greg Anderson. I'm down here with Greg Anderson, who's got that smile on his face. Greg, congratulations to you. You have won back-to-back Pro Stock World Championships since 2020. This has got to feel very incredible for you. Very incredible for Ken Black Racing. I'm telling you, man, this Summit Pontiac is just unbelievable. I mean, we have been dying for this for over a year now. We lost it last year, but now this is the way to get it back. Congratulations. Thank you. Woo! Yeah! Back to you, Tristan. Thank you, Fred. As the track drivers are already out, getting ready for the semifinals and the buy-run rounds for both Nitro categories, as we'll take a look, one final look at the Pro Stock ladder from what we just saw in round 2. And here's a look at the round of who advanced into the semifinals from round 2 in the Pro Stock ranks. Greg Anderson, your 2024 champion, back-to-back champion, will go up against Alex Laughlin in the semifinals, and then going against and then who I'll have to face both of them will be possibly if Vincent Nobile will get out of the buy-run round to face either Greg Anderson or Alex Laughlin in the finals. So coming up next is Top Fuel. And here's a look at the Top Fuel ladder. The 2024 crown has been decided for Top Fuel as well. But there was only one class that we didn't mention that hasn't been crowned. But apparently, you'll find out in just a few seconds. But right now, it's time to figure out who's going to be in the finals. Tony Schumacher's been fast all day, but so is Clay Millican. Clay Millican is the top of the story. So obviously, even though Tony Schumacher's going home with the gold, Clay Millican wants to spoil his day. But Austin Prock, well, he set a 119 pass in the last round against Ashley Force. So apparently, can he pull the upset against Clay Millican or Tony Schumacher? We'll have to find that out in just a few seconds, as it's time now for Top Fuel. And coming up now is Clay Millican and Tony Schumacher, the new champion of 2024. Here we go for the semifinals, round 3. Tony Schumacher left, Clay Millican on the right. Here we go. Clay Millican gets the jump. Clay Millican to the line first, as he will advance 139 ET over a losing 152 for Tony Schumacher. As up now is Austin Prock on the buy-run round. $119 was his last pass. Here we go. $136 for Austin Prock, as he will advance to the final round to go against Clay Millican. For 2 first-time winners, we're going to have here. We're looking for a first-time winner here on YouTube. Neither one of these guys have won in the stop-motion ranks. Clay Millican's never been to a final. The only time he's been to a final was probably never, I don't think. And Austin Prock, well, he's never been to a final as well, except for 2019 in Seattle, where he won that event. Well, that was in real life, folks. But in the stop motion ranks, he's never been to a final. Up next was Funny Car. And here's a look at the Funny Car ladder. Kenny Bernstein and Frank Pedregon Jr. will automatically go to the semifinals. And there's Steven Dencham with the buy-run round. Can Steven pull up the upset? Or will Kenny Bernstein, or will these two, Frank Pedregon, all Frank's got to do is lose the race and then become the champion, and can let Kenny Bernstein go to the finals, or do the switch. But right now, it's time for them to do their burnouts. Here comes Steven Dencham with his first run First pass in the bye run round. Here we go. Oh, he smoked the tires as it's going to be a no time listed for Steven Dencham. Up next is Kenny Bernstein on the left, Frank Pentagon Jr. in the right. This is critical. Championship match between these two. Here we go. Oh, he deep staged. And Kenny Bernstein gets the win. And Frank Pentagon is your 2024 champion. Wow. Wow. Congratulations to the Hot Wheels Jim Dunn team. Jim Dunn, at the age of 90, will get his first ever world championship in the stop motion ranks. Holy cow. And we're unable to get an interview as that team is celebrating like crazy down at the far end of the racetrack. But up next is going to be Pro Stock. But we'll take one final look to see who's moving on to the finals here in Funny Car. And here's a look at the finals for Funny Car. So far, Steven Dencham, we already saw him move on. And now he goes against Kenny Bernstein. So with that round 3 loss for Frank, he moves up to 100 points in the championship. That is incredible for Frank Pentagon Jr. And that whole Pentagon camp is going to be celebrating tonight as Frank Pentagon scores his first championship by not only grabbing a win at Philly, but also grabbing a third round losing spot in Delaware. Up next is Pro Stock. And here, as the track drivers are ready for Pro Stock, they're going to just sweep the track to give it a little bit of grip for Pro Stock cars. Up as we take a look at the ladder right now. And here's a look at the ladder. Greg Anderson and Alex Laughlin have moved on to the finals. Plus, it's not we made a critical error. It's not Vincent Nobile. It's actually Roger Brogdon that's moved on to the semifinals. Apologies for that, folks. But anyways, Roger Brogdon is in the finals against doing the bye run round. Here we go. Sorry for that, folks. It's Greg Anderson and Alex Laughlin are on the line right now. The 2024 champions. 2024 champion on the left. Alex off on the right, and Alex goes for a quicker pass, 144 to a 176 for Greg. Up next is Roger Brogdon in the left lane, doing a by-run pass. Here we go. Can he get down the track? He does! Roger Brogdon with a 162 advances on to the final round to face Alex Laughlin. Alex had a crazy whole shot advantage over Greg after Greg Anderson's late reaction time on the tree. And now let's head on to the finals of all 3 categories. And after we come back from this commercial. Hey guys, just want to take a quick moment before we head into the finals of the all 3 categories for Pro Stock, Funny Car, and Top Fuel. I want to give treat you guys with basically the NHRA SMDRS page, which is available on my Instagram page. If you want, you can check it out in the link in the description below. Go to my go to that Instagram page if you want to follow qualifying highlights, the fuel order category, and much more. And news and highlights as well too of the races that you've seen here on YouTube. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we will not be able to show qualifying footage for YouTube anymore. So I'll explain about that in another video for you guys. But anyways, it's on to the finals. We will start off with Pro Stock. Back to you guys. And we are back from that short break, from the commercial break or something like that. But anyway, we are back for the final round here at the Delaware East Coast Nationals for the final round of the 2024 season. Alex Laughlin has been bad fast all day, and he is looking to take out Roger Brogdon, who has also been quick. the I believe the number 9 and number 8 qualifiers. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, folks, these two are also 9th and 8th in the points as well. So crucially, though, someone is going to go home a winner as a first-time winner here for today's race. We're going to have 3 first-time winners in all 3 categories. So first up is Pro Stock, as well, we'll watch them right now come to the line and do their burnouts. And here comes Roger Brogdon and Alex Laughlin. We're going to have 3 first-time winners, like we said. So here we go. This is one of them. Roger Brogdon left. Alex Laughlin on the right. Roger Brogdon is your Delaware East Coast Nationals event winner for the very first time in history. Wow! Roger Brogdon is amazing. He has got to feel amazing in that car for just winning the first time ever national event as a first time national event winner. That has got to be astounding. It's got to be speechless in my mind in Pro Stock. Next up will be Funny Car in just a few minutes, but right now let's go look at the point standings in Pro Stock. And here's a look at the point standings so far in Pro Stock. Greg Anderson, like we already know, is the champ. And Roger Brogdon moved all the way up from dead last from wherever he finished in Detroit to 3rd in the points. And Alex Laughlin moved himself up to 5th. And that is astounding as the runner-up with 66 and 50 points for both. And coming up now is Funny Car. As they clean up the track, let's prepare for Funny Car. And here's a look at the Funny Car ladder. So far, Kenny Bernstein and Steven Densham have been climbing their way towards the ladder. Kenny Bernstein took out the 2024 champion in the last round, Frank Pedregon and John Force and Matt Hagan. Steven Densham took to the bye round. Bob then went to the second round to pace Bob Gilbertson, and then took out him and DeJoria in the first round. And now it's time to send them to the staging lanes. Kenny Bernstein and Steven Densham. Remember, we're going to have 3 first-time winners, and this is another matchup. Kenny Bernstein went to the semifinal as the semifinal runner-up in Philadelphia, and then Steven Densham with one horrible incident in Philly, and then the first-round loss at Detroit. So let's see who's going to win this race. See. Bernstein. Oh, he had a late reaction time. Oh my goodness, and Kenny Bernstein gets him on the whole side. 118. Kenny Bernstein is now your 2024 Delaware East Coast Nationals event winner as a first-time class winner. Congratulations to the whole King Kenny Quaker State Mac Tools Funny Car team. That has got to be astounding. A great win also for Buick at beating a Pontiac as and plus this is the 3rd time we've had a number 1 qualifier win in Delaware. That is astounding, and even out of the left lane. And now it's time to look at the point standings. And here's a look at the point standings so far. Frank Pedregon, we already know, is the champ, but Kenny Bernstein climbed himself from 1st to 2nd in the championship. That is astounding, and bumps out Gary Densham and John Force. And Steven Densham, how about Steven Densham? He's got a top 5 finish as a runner-up. That is amazing for Steven Densham. The Densham team has got to feel happy about that somewhat. But given 3rd and 5th in the championship. And now it's time for Top Fuel. And here's a look at the top fuel ladder. As Clay Milligan, the number 3 qualifier, beat Eddie Hill and Leah Pruitt and Tony Schumacher, the 2024 series champion. And then you got Austin Prock that went took out Melanie Troxel, number 5 qualifier. Then he took out his teammate Ashley Force. Then went to the bye-run round, and now he's in the finals for the first time since Detroit, as a runner-up spot in Detroit last time out. And then Clay Milligan, well, this is his first time final ever since he had 2 first-round losses, both at Philadelphia and in the second round he got bumped by Tony Schumacher in Detroit. And next up, and now it's time to see them go hit the track for the final pair, final time in 2024 as a first-time event winner. Milligan left. Austin Prock on the right. Here we go. It's a close one. Clay Milligan got it. Clay Milligan is the Delaware East Coast Nationals winner in 2024. Give props to Clay Milligan, the famous YouTuber of all time. And man, he's taken a trophy back to from Delaware to Drummond's, Tennessee. Congratulations, and big thanks to the Warner Enterprises team for getting this car up for next year, because, man, they must be having a winning ride for next year. Congratulations to the whole team, and that Warner Enterprises team is going to start celebrating, but right now let's take a look at the points. So far with that winner and that runner-up spot for both of them, it moves Austin Prock to 3rd and Clay Milligan to 4th in the championship. That is astounding. And with that 10-2 round record, that is the first time record to break, and also to break the 102-point barrier. That is amazing. And we forgot to mention, Frank Pedragon did break the 100-point barrier in funny car, but Tony Schumacher snapped it by 102 points in the 3rd round after that 3rd round loss. That is incredible. And there's a look at your series class champions. And right now, let's head over to your national event winners. Before we end the video, I want to thank you so much for and there's your national event winners. By the way, please like, comment, and subscribe on this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching on this incredible series. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in 2025. Along with Fred Speed, I'm Tristan Tobin. We'll see you guys next year.